I did not win the lottery. It's up to like $400 million, and my lottery ticket was bust. Okay.
Yeah.
I never play the lottery. For some reason I did this weekend. I just thought, okay, fine, let's try it. Right.
Yeah. Why not?
I didn't win. So
it's not a big surprise, right?
So naturally, I'm turning to a life of crime.
Let's do it.
I'm going to.
I was thinking about getting some gold myself somehow.
Okay, let's rob a bank. Finally, now we okay. I knew the podcast was going to happen, was going to get to this point at some point, but this is a little bit quicker than I was planning. I'm very happy. Okay. But most importantly, since we're car guys, we have to find the perfect getaway vehicle.
Well, that was my biggest thing was, if I'm going to actually come up with somebody else's gold, they're going to be upset that I have their gold in the first place. So I'm going to need to perhaps get away quickly, rapidly, safely.
Yeah, and we'll break in. We're going to get, let's say, 500 pounds, 400 pounds, 500 pounds in gold bars?
So 400 or 500, whatever, yeah.
What did you plan for?
Well, the Italian job is always, the inspiration for this, right?
Yeah.
So if you can put 400 to 500 pounds, if you have enough time, put the 500. If they're short on time, 400, right?
100%.
And that's where your value. I think that's where your amount comes in. Is how much time do you have?
How much time? Okay.
But if you're planning a job like this, you plan enough time, right? So you get all of it.
There's just gold breaks. Okay. Calculator. How much is gold going for per ounce? Let's see.
It's right around 1,900, isn't it?
Is it?
Or is it 2,100?
I'll look up right now on internet live. Everybody wants to know gold prices today. Oh man, I don't have to sign up for anything. Come on, just show me. $2,400.
$2,400 a pound.
$2,435. Wow.
So, 500 pounds. 5 times 24.
I know, but like at the beginning of the Biden administration, it was like $1,700 a pound, an ounce. $2,435 per ounce of gold. Oh my golly.
That's oh my golly, he says. Sorry for cursing.
Yeah, sorry for cursing, but oh my golly. So 500 pounds. Oh my gosh. How much are we going to make out of this deal? This is going to be great.
1.2 million.
1.2 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't seem like a lot for the risk.
The risk?
But I mean, if you get 500, I get 500. That's 2.4. I mean,
that's because the Italian job, they had to split up across 3 Mini Coopers because of this. To get all the gold bars.
Because of the amount. I don't know what the poundage they were going for in that job.
It was metric, because they're British.
It's kilograms, right?
Yeah. So who knows?
It's Italian.
It's not real weight. It's not in freedom units.
We're the only ones that still use it, goddammit.
I know, it's stupid.
Or is it India or someone? There's only one other country besides us that uses standard measure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, God bless that extra country, whatever it is. I heard that there's other countries out there, but I didn't realize it, because I'm American. And so why would I look it up? I don't. My globe is lopsided, because it's only got one country on it.
Even though he works at German dealerships.
Yeah.
Porsches, he's the biggest Porsche fan. He knows what's happening with the Ineos Grenadier. Yeah.
Dude, well,
anyway,
I know.
Tall tales. This is tall tales.
If there were no
podcast.
cars, then I would not know about other countries. I mean, serious, man. I can talk about.
I don't know if that's true because we'd have some other means of propulsion and we'd still be
carrier pigeons,
camels. Yeah, I mean, we had horses before we had cars, so
sure, yeah.
Maybe bicycles. Some kind of bicycle world.
Okay. I'll deal with. I like a bicycle. That's the only.
We'd have propulsion of some sort. I'm telling you. Anyway, what vehicle holds 500 pounds of cargo and goes fast?
I think personally, just not off the top of my head, but actually, I do believe that I have already figured out the perfect vehicle, and let's see if we can buy it. Okay.
Just off the top, you've already figured it out.
I've already figured it out.
In the 3-4 minute recording we've gotten going here.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Well, I mean, if you're not thinking about getaway cars your entire life, then what good are you?
I'm always thinking about getaway cars.
You have to be prepared. I
will not lie. I always think about that would be a great getaway car. That would be fucking
honestly,
awesome.
Yeah, I know, right? And like, I go, I think it has to be kind of innocuous, anonymous.
Yeah.
And it can't be like flamboyant. You're not going to get like a Lamborghini Countach to rob a bank.
No.
But
you know what I always thought though was, if you're going to rob a bank and you have a getaway car sitting in front of the bank,
yeah,
make it a cop car.
Oh yeah,
an unmarked cop car or former cop car. Buy yourself an old Crown Vic. Buy yourself, that's okay. That's where I was going to go earlier with today's modern vehicles.
I love Crown Vic idea. Yeah,
but they're not the new vehicles. The Explorers,
yeah,
the Tauruses. They can't hold up to a Crown Vic. You chase a Crown Vic with an Explorer, you're going to beat the fuck out of that Explorer before the Crown Vic dies. Right,
okay.
The Explorer is going to give up way before that Crown Vic
because it's a little bit soft and has all these crumple zones.
You can't go over medians in an Explorer like a Crown Vic can go over medians, dude. Come on. The Crown Vic is what a Dodge Ram is based off nowadays. The frame and everything is on a Crown Vic is like a Dodge Ram. It's like a Dodge Ram today is a 4-door station wagon with a bed on it.
Do you remember like I don't know if you're nobody recalls this, but the Dodge Ram thing tangent. Dodge Ram, like back in 60 Minutes interview. I remember when the first semi truck looking Dodge Ram back in like 1997.
When the Cummins became popular and all that stuff.
And it looked it looks like a semi truck now, and that popular thing. It was this big boxed frame, to my recollection. Mm-hmm. At least in the 2500.
It still had solid axles, 1-tons.
And stuff, and it was. And I remember 60 Minutes is sitting down with the Dodge executive and they're saying, because they got some story or whatever that they're gonna like say gotcha or whatever because 60 Minutes is famous for blowing up General Motors cars and other things like that to make a story because they're horrible people.
Right.
Don't trust the media. That they were saying to the Dodge exec, they go, your Dodge Ram, which now looks like a semi truck, and so now they're scared of it. They go, it is ripping through these little economy cars with that frame. When you get into a wreck with another vehicle, it just goes straight through that little economy car. These like Corollas and Metros, and at the time, and the Dodge executive gave the perfect answer and saved the company. Right then, because he says he's looked at Leslie Stahl or whoever and just said, "Well, we want our customers to be safe." How bitchin' was that response? It made me love that Dodge immediately. Okay,
I'm gonna go get a Dodge.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Instead of going, oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess we should soften things up and make everything squishy. They just said,
yeah. Even the 1500s back then had a full frame in them because they had the Magnums and they still had solid axles. But the Dodges today, they're not even Dodges. They're Rams. They're independent axle, air suspension. They don't even have shifters. They have knobs. Come on, dude. It's a station wagon anyway. The point is, the Crown Vic, maybe a Caprice.
Yeah.
Give me a cop Caprice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. One of those sitting out in front of the bank if I'm going to go rob the bank.
Nice.
Right. Now then, if you're going to go get somebody's safe cracked, go to a millionaire's house and crack a safe and do that kind of a job. That's a different kind of a car. But at the same time, I'm still leaning towards that kind of a thing. But do you go to that house with the AMG? What is that, the CLS 880 or whatever it is?
The truck or what?
No, the
AMG C63 or CL63 kind of a thing?
Yeah. One of those. Or do you show up in the Cadillac CTS5, supercharged 6.2? Because it fits in a millionaire's house and you can fucking put 500 pounds of shit in the trunk and go.
Okay, sure. That's a good
Is
call.
that your getaway car? But again, it doesn't have the suspension that you can go fucking robust off. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
You get a Hellcat, so you can go 170.
Okay, Hellcats run from the police all the time.
Right.
Right.
Right. But can it take a sustained chase where it's going, hitting curbs?
We've all seen that one video, the YouTube video, though, of that white Hellcat running away from the cops and running away from the helicopter, too.
Yeah, but he's just flat out on the highway. He's not doing any evasive stuff.
Okay.
Let's talk about when you get to evasive stuff. If you're running from here, you're going to the border, maybe. You're going to Canada, maybe. You're trying to get to obscure places where they're not going to find you. So you need, in my mind, the kind of vehicle that could do that.
Okay, I'll show you a picture of that car.
Which car?
Of the car that you just described.
I'm
pulling it up on my phone.
The AMG?
No, the perfect car for the Escape.
Oh, you're okay.
This is my car right there.
Of course it is.
I know. Well, I'm going to say a Porsche Macan.
Of course
I'm going
it
to say
is.
the Macan Turbo.
How many curbs can that jump?
Plenty. Because,
With those little bitty rubber band tires.
okay,
Come on, bro.
you have to swap out the wheels because I know
All
that
right.
they're very low profile. But,
Yeah.
so that would be tough. You probably got me there. But I think that if I did run flats, then I could go for some spike strips. But
I'm on board with run flats. Yes.
okay, even though it compromises some of the handling.
Yeah.
But I think a Macan could carry 4 guys and 500 pounds of gold in the back hatch.
Yeah.
And if you get black on black, it just would be
4 guys because you
silver
got
wheels.
a crew to get this done. I got it. Okay.
Then, to carry the 500 pounds quickly enough.
Yeah. Because you're not doing that by yourself.
you need 4 guys because you got to have the getaway driver, which we both shoot up our hands. I'll volunteer. I'm volunteer.
I'm baby driver. I'm
I'm a getaway driver. Baby Driver is the best movie for car getaways. It's such a good soundtrack. It's so much fun right away. But yeah, you raise your hand for getaway driver, and then the second, you need a second story man. You need a safe cracker.
Yeah.
You need a
gunman, if you will.
A brute.
A heavy.
A heavy. That's the name. Heavy. I love it. Maybe we could get Jeff Brewster back in.
Right.
And then Sasquatch,
Tom Kearney.
that gigantic
Tom Kearney's the
metal.
safe cracker.
He bends metal with his bare hands. He doesn't even use the tools at work. It was amazing. But yeah, like that would be the. They're like going, have you thought about using a power hammer on that? He goes, what's a power hammer? He goes, I have my left and my right hand. I will smash.
Sam Parks, our off location backup.
Heck yeah, the guy in the chair, with a microphone.
Yeah, he's just our positive energy kind of guy.
Yeah, so if we needed to
He's
swap
not
out,
actually involved with anything, but he gives us good guidance.
we shouldn't listen to him before the robbery because the pastor
He's
Sam
discouraging
would turn.
But after it's over, he's who we go confess to and stuff.
That's so funny. But yeah, like if you're going around, I think that the Macan would be good. I was thinking, Cayenne, but the Cayenne might be a little too flashy. I can't find a Cayenne with less than 21-inch wheels.
Well, and it depends on where we're getting the gold too. I think is the getaway car scenario too. It has to be appropriate.
Because you're thinking we all dress up in tuxes and we go into this party.
We all have Nixon Halloween masks on. All 4 of us.
Are you codenamed Johnny Utah or do you want to be Patrick Swayze?
I'm Dylan Swayze, thank you.
Good deal.
From Roadhouse. Anyway, so the other potential thing is
As Greg rolls up his sleeve and shows his tattoo of Swayze. And I'm like, it's a tattoo in your armpit. I go, and he goes, yeah, but nobody puts baby in the corner. That's wild. That's specific.
That is so specific. He's dreamt of that tattoo himself, but he can't. He doesn't have any tattoos. Anyway, what about a 1970?
I'll be a badass one day. I'll get a tattoo. It'll be awesome.
That's all right. You don't
Maybe
have
to commemorate the heist that we're pulling off.
You don't have to. No stickers on the Bentley.
Just just the one lower back tattoo summer of 2009.
But we don't talk about 2009 at all. Anyway, I have always...
Me and my gal pals went to Cancun. We were so cool.
In high school, my buddy his dad had an upholstery shop. So he went through a lot of cars. He was a wheeler dealer like you. He would get one, have it for a little while, flip it, blah, 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 right? Get one, do this upholstery in it, flip it.
Yeah.
At one point, he had a 1970, 71 Ford Thunderbird Thunderjet 429.
Ooh.
Yeah. Went to a party. All of a sudden, the cops show up. So we grabbed the keg, throw it in the Thunderbird, and go. It wasn't our keg. We proceeded to get chased. Right? And we got away because of that 429 Thunderbird.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So ever since then, what's your getaway car? What's your getaway car? Something like that. It has to be robust enough that you can make a mistake, if you will, overturn, underturn, be able to curb it and keep going.
Yeah, I just kept thinking, the one cliche part where if I'm in that Macan, then I could drive into any dealership lot and park next to any Mazda CX-5, any kind of anything, because every midsize SUV
is similar.
Totally similar. They all look exactly the same,
and if
basically.
you don't have it flashy and stuff in the first place, just blend in.
Yeah, and I think that Macan, if you took off the badges and put Infiniti badges on there, Nissan badges, Kia badges, or whatever, I think anybody would go, that's a nice Kia. I like it. I don't know if they would go immediately.
I saw an Infiniti go screaming by.
Yeah.
Not a Porsche pan.
Oh, though the Porsche pans are really rare. You don't see many Porsche pans anymore.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Porsche Cayenne, yeah. Exactly.
Sorry for cursing.
But, I think it's a fast car. It's over 400 horse. Mm-hmm. It's nimble. It's all-wheel drive. So when you're going off medians and up over hills and everything, trying to escape stuff.
All right. So you've got.
It can tow. So I think it could hold a load of about.
And you can stack up 500 pounds of gold in the boot of that thing.
It might be tough. It might be close.
And it's going to have 1,000 pounds of cargo in it. 4 humans and 500 pounds of gold.
Yeah, especially the heavy in the front passengers. It's going to be weighing it down. You have to counterbalance it.
Well, if you think about it, if it's 4 guys our size, it's 200 pounds each guy. Some of us are 1/8 of a ton.
Yeah.
So if it's that pushes us to 1,100-1,200 pounds of cargo.
Dang it. Are we having to get, we're going to have to get pickup trucks or something? We're going to have to get something bigger?
Okay, so then...
You thought of this? Okay.
Oh, well...
Yeah, go for it. What?
Okay, so then if you're really going to do something like this and you have the foresight, right? You're actually thinking about your getaway car in the first place. So then...
You're not thinking about robbing a bank. You're thinking about going to some
rich, obstinate fucking just taking
when you're going. Okay.
Yeah. Like
you're visiting his house.
What is that, Tower Heist with Ben Stiller?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't deserve the money.
And Eddie Murphy, yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. Somebody at Robin Hood kind of a scenario.
Okay.
Rich gift to the poor. Yeah.
Okay. So this is a moral thing, not just because.
Not just because I want the money.
I gotcha.
It's a moral thing. You have to do it for the right reasons, right?
For sure. Why not? This once. Let's do it.
You can't go to hell for stealing for the wrong reason. Dude. So, okay. Excuse me. So what if you
go to hell for so many good reasons?
What is
so
one
many terrible reasons?
What are the best classic chase movies? With Fast and Furious, those are unrealistic chase movies, right? Every scene the car gets totaled going around the corner, they have another car going around the next
unrealistic in the people that you hang out with, but man, I see it almost daily.
Well, yeah, and I was also raised in a different age when Caprices and Torinos and
I wonder
LTDs
if you know
and
how they live in Tokyo. Fast and Furious.
Oh my god!
Everybody sing along.
Not one of those Supras can go over curb and keep going.
No.
One of those GTRs.
Yeah, that sucks because you're like going, okay, I need a fast car. Let's just go fast car or whatever. But
no. So you need something, in my mind, you need something robust, like a good 70s vehicle.
Okay.
Because by the time they got to the 80s, everything is starting to get cheap because of the gas crunch, and Lee Iacocca's bringing out the Aries K's to bring Plymouth and Dodge back to life. Chevy's doing Citations and Chevettes. Yeah, those are great cars, but they're not robust. You can't get away with 500 pounds of gold.
Carrie had a Citation. Chevy Citation, and I had a Hot Wheels version of it at the same time. I was so amazed.
They're so cool.
They were both brown.
And they're both hideous cars, but they're awesome now.
I'm amazed that Hot Wheels makes ordinary cars,
Hot Wheels cars.
Sorry, tangent.
It's because contradiction in terms. Hot Wheels.
Because it was because I was like, I remember going down the aisles. Still, I still pick up a Hot Wheels every once in a while. Every time I'm feeling down or whatever.
You have to.
$3.50, whatever.
$3 to feel better.
For sure.
Betcha.
Absolutely. And still can't imagine that how they can make money off of building something with plastic, die-cast metal, 3 different pieces of materials, and paint and graphics in packaging for $1.50 or whatever it is now. But
cost them 33 cents to put all that together.
Yeah, because back in 1985 they were $1. So it's like now they're $1.50. I think they're underinflated. But I remember, it was like looking at the toy aisle and looking at this thing and going, Hyundai? There's a Hyundai, it was a Hyundai Tiburon thing. And I was with some friend and I just picked it up and I go, Hyundai Tiburon, what kid is going, Mom, get me a Hyundai? No, I don't want the
XL.
Shark Cruiser. I don't want the Lamborghinis. I don't want the Paganis that cost the exact same price. I want the Tiburon.
Because Dad has a Tiburon. Come on.
And then, some mom started cracking up down the aisle, which made me feel hilarious, so much happier. But
do you know how many people out there have their first car as a Honda Civic 4-door SI?
Yeah.
And their buddy finds the Hot Wheels of it and gives them the Hot Wheels of it?
Yeah.
And it makes everybody's world?
Now, I get it now. Because if you had a Tiburon and you found a Hot Wheels of your Tiburon.
Come on, dude.
Score.
You're somebody at that point.
Yeah. It's huge.
Yeah. So getting back to the car, the getaway in.
Sorry.
I would pick me like a 4-door Chevelle, a 4-door Malibu, something like that, and put the 454 in it, put the big motor in it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, in 70, cops had 4-door LTD Interceptors with 429s in them, 390 horse.
Gosh.
Pick up something like that.
Okay.
That's what I would. I mean, honestly, because a modern truck, they can't do nothing. All of them are independent suspension except for the Dodge Rams, and then you have to buy a 1-ton to do that, and then you got $90,000. Come on, dude.
Cuts into your profit. Yeah, that Macan's pushing 90 also.
So
maybe more.
You're only getting 1.2. That's 0.9% of your takes for the getaway vehicle. Let's not do that. And there's 4 of you.
And of course, we're legitimately buying the getaway vehicle. The only reason Greg and I haven't done this is because we're saving up money to buy a $100,000 getaway vehicle. So, wouldn't that be funny? Legitimately going through savings account, money market accounts, and everything, building up a
401k,
cashing the 401k, getting us up, so we could save up for a life of crime. We're going to do it, but I want to do it the responsible way.
Right? Yeah. Whatever I steal, it's got to cover what I put into this. I got to cover what my so I got to get at least 100,000 back. Maybe 200, because I lost a lot of time on this. What about wages?
Yeah, but also I think that your muscle car would stick out, wouldn't it? And also if you're running out of the state, then every time you stop at a gas station, some old guy's going to go, I had one of those once, and then be asking you questions.
You're the guy
if you're in a Gran Torino or whatever.
You're the guy that you're going to be locked in the car because you're going to be talking to everybody too much. When some old guy walks up, you say, don't touch it. Don't look at it. Just walk away. Just walk away. Just like Hangover. Don't even look at it. That's right. That's right. Just walk away.
Okay. I didn't think so.
You're in a getaway. You don't have to socialize. You don't stop. Oh yeah, this is a
You don't want to draw attention though, but it would be natural to if someone goes, man, he was a dick or whatever, and so and then a cop comes in and goes, hey, you should check out these guys because they were jerks, and I think something's up. No, you gotta be natural. Act natural, Greg.
There's a way to act natural and not actually engage.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, it's a 70 LTD. My grandpa had it. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Gotta go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, have you driven around classic cars and it's always, what year is that puppy? Or they guess the year. That's a 65. You go, 64. And you go, oh, dang it, I talked to him. Now I gotta, now here goes 3 minutes. Whatever.
But that's why I say there's a way to go. Yeah, actually, sorry, sir, it's a 64. I'd love to talk to you about it right now, but I gotta get going. My water just broke.
Point to the heavy in the front passenger seat. Gotta get Janice to the hospital.
Oh, Janice, just down the road.
Way to go, buddy. She's a handsome woman. You're gonna be a great dad. Oh,
she's gonna be a wonderful mom.
Yeah, that would be weird. I don't know. Well, then that would get the cops called on you too. Like, oh, you gotta, officer, you gotta help that person.
He doesn't know who he is.
Doesn't. Yeah, man's hurt his head, and also he might be pregnant.
It looked like one of his eyes was dilated. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Gosh, maybe that's a good one. That's tough. What do you? But I don't know if you put stickers on it or anything like that to knock it down to make it less suspicious. Do you do? And also, do you plan for going far away, getting off the out of the state or whatever?
Well, so you have to do the vehicle switch, of course. That is your first getaway vehicle. You drive 5 to 6 miles, get to another vehicle. Everybody separates.
Everyone
blah,
gets
blah, blah.
one 125 pounds worth of gold into each car.
No. At some point, somebody fences the gold for you, and the 4 split up.
Fencing. I never even thought about fencing this.
Yeah. What are you going to do with it?
I was going to pay for everything in gold bars from that point on. And then tell them, I said, I'll walk up to the counter. I'd like a Mountain Dew and some unicorn gummy bears. Here is and then I get my pocket knife off and I scrape off a little layer of gold.
Yeah. Have a little scale right there.
That should be enough. Thank you, sir. Or maybe I just hand them the whole bar and I go, do you have change for this?
Can I get
that? And
you got $2,342 in change.
Is that possible?
See, that's the thing. You got to have somebody who fence the gold after that. So that costs money. So you're not actually getting the 1.2 million of that 500 pounds of gold. So
really, dang it.
So yeah, maybe the Italian job is the way to go and have 3 Mini Coopers that are beefed up suspension, blah blah blah.
I love that whole movie, the whole premise of it too, and Michael Caine also, all the fun stuff. It was just such a good movie.
You mean Mark Wahlberg?
Yes. Was it Mark Wahlberg? I forgot. That was fun too. Honestly,
it was okay. The first one was much better.
I'll take them all, dude. Any kind of car based movie, and any heist movie is great. I'm in.
Yeah.
Another movie suggestion, Heist, was Gene Hackman and Danny DeVito, I think, was in it too, and where he. Has some young girlfriend and they go on they rob the bank and everything. It was so good, and the ending you don't see, and there's like a few double crosses or whatever else, and it's just like it's a perfect heist movie, and just called Heist. And nobody I can't find it on
any streaming advice?
Streaming yet, but maybe it comes and it goes. I think it's on Apple TV or Apple iTunes for sure.
Is Robert De Niro in it?
No, that's Ronin.
No.
Ronan's the other heist movie.
I swear I see on Amazon Prime. Because
that was the other recommendation for car, getaway car.
I see, I think it was Heist. I'll look it up and forward it to you.
Okay. But
there's one with Robert De Niro, and I think Heist is in the title of it, something like that. Maybe not Tower Heist or the Big Heist or the Red Heist or
The
Good Heist.
The Good Heist.
It's the name of my garage band.
If you say it fast, it sounds like a Rammstein cover band.
Good heist.
Good heist. No, Ronin was a big deal when I was in an Audi tech, because Audi S4, was the big getaway car, and so we all knew about that movie and all watched it. And I have a VHS and a DVD copy of it,
Right.
But that movie's perfect. It was so fun, and they never look in the case,
It makes me think of like the Cannonball Run movies where they're just go and go and go.
Yeah, but this one wasn't wacky, It wasn't like...
I'm sorry, yeah.
There was no slide whistles involved and spinning bow ties. This one was a lot of guns and a lot of professionals and the best car chases. Several good, really humongous car chases.
Yeah,
I think that's the best car chase movie ever. Still, is Ronin.
I can't argue that it's not a great car chase movie. That brings up a whole other subject. What's the best car chase movie? And we could do a whole entire podcast
for sure. But this is a good part of this getaway plan too. Is we have to find some inspiration. And not just inspiration of being poor or needing car parts really badly.
Bullets, the Charger chases the Mustang.
Yeah.
Great one. What's that one with Dabney Coleman where he's got that Plymouth and he's trying to kill himself so his son can have his police attention?
Yeah, but he keeps keeps like doing something incredibly heroic or whatever, running into burning buildings
instead of killing himself. Yeah.
That's a great one. I forgot the name of that. That's
whatever that Plymouth was. That would be a great getaway car.
That was a hilarious movie. To look that up.
Because, a car that can just keep getting bashed and bashed and bashed and bashed. But of course, it's a movie car. You can't. It doesn't really keep going after all those bashings. They have to fix it and stuff. But I'm still going back to one of those 70s, 80s kind of Caprices.
Just so it can lean hard going around turns and squeal.
Because it has ground clearance.
And throw off hubcaps.
Absolutely. Has ground clearance. It has sidewalls. They came with 235, 75, 15s. They came with real tires.
Yeah, and everybody tuned into this podcast for tangents, right? Because I was driving a 1960 65 Beetle, and I had the Steelies with the hubcaps on it, and I had just, finished up a lot of stuff. This was my daily driver for a while, and I love these little bugs, it's like cheap Porsche effect or whatever. If you drive a 356 and a bug back to back, you go, okay, there's more horsepower in the 356, but it has a lot of the same feel and sounds and smells. It's a lot
almost
there.
The same car. Isn't it the same pan?
It's real close.
Just kidding.
No, you're right. It's real close. Seriously, if you looked at the two sitting side by side, the floor pans, you wouldn't go, that's impossible. This must be from another planet. No, they look almost exactly the same.
Oh, that's a Porsche. That's a VW. You can clearly see.
Clearly. But
you can't.
Yeah. So a lot of the Beetle comparisons are true. But I was driving to work. The wheels and the hubcaps on one of these moon discs, they didn't quite fit the same for these wheels, so I kind of made them work by bending tabs over to fit it, and they push in hubcaps. Came to a stop in traffic and up on Wadsworth somewhere, going to work at the Porsche dealer, and it came to a stop. Hubcap flew off, rolled down the street ahead of me, and go, oh, dang it. I hear it tinking along, see it, and it bounces off the curb and hits a lady walking, pushing a stroller, and she was pregnant. And it hits her in the ankle, and I go, oh gosh, I'm going to hell. This is the worst thing I've ever done.
Oh, this fucking look cool.
I'm going to hell. Yeah, well, it was shiny hubcap and it was round, so everybody agreed it was cool. But so I was in traffic and I pulled the brake, and I think the car stalled because I was out the door already going, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? I'm so sorry. And she's like going, yeah, I'm fine. Oh, fine. Okay. I'm like going, oh man, I am so sorry. Because she's pushing a stroller, and then I see she's pregnant. And I'm like going, I could have killed 3 people. This is horrible. I'm going to hell 3 times here.
Three times over. For 3 lifetimes.
Yeah, and I felt bad, but I also went and picked up my hubcap, in front of her, and ran back to the car. And she said she was okay. I'm going, are you sure? Absolutely sure. She goes, yeah, I'm fine. Just hit me on the shoe or whatever. I go, okay, sorry, and then ran back. So that was super embarrassing. But she lived through it. But holy cow. Stupid. Anyways, so 70s cars with hubcaps flying as you were running away from just robbing people. It's going to draw attention because we're going to hit a bunch of pregnant ladies with our hubcaps. I just know it. I'll have a flashback.
I have so many visions of videos I've seen of things flying off wheels, tires.
Oh yeah.
Hubcaps, and then things getting hurt because of the impending doom of that rolling object.
Yeah, because you have to have it. It has to be reliable and has to be a sound vehicle,
You're so fortunate that she did not get hurt. That is just the craziest story. I'm sorry. I was so quiet through all that. I was processing what happened. And yeah, she could have had her foot cut off. The worst case scenario, right? It could have caught her right in the back of the thigh.
No, it was smooth. It's a smooth hubcap with no. I mean, yes, you're right. It was terrible. It's a moon. No, it's a moon cap.
It's just a moon cap. It's fine. Yeah. It wasn't like it was a moon disc.
I'm sitting in court. Yeah, Your Honor, it's a smooth hubcap. It has no tabs on it. Just bent on the inside. You couldn't even cut your hand if you were trying to.
It's not even a lethal object. But when it's hurling down the road at 25, 30 miles an hour, but you would come to a stop and it just did the roll, hit the curb.
Kept going, yeah, as I stopped.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine dealing with that scenario. That's insane. Oh my gosh, are you okay? That's worse than running over the kid on the bike. Is it?
You say like I've done that too, which I...
No, I'm
not going to talk about that on the podcast.
Kid on the bike.
Oh, did you run over a kid on the bike?
No. Yes.
He's nodding no. Yes. Your friend, let's call him Craig, ran over.
My friend Craig may have ran over a young lad on a bicycle when
that happens, dude. I got hit by a car on my bicycle. It's fine.
It was down Santa Fe and Dartmouth, Santa Fe Union. Okay. Very busy area, right? Mm-hmm. At 5:00, Craig was leaving work and anxious to get home. Pulled up to the intersection to turn right, only looked left to see for oncoming traffic, and then when he went to turn right, he looked right, and as he
That's how I got hit. Yeah, I was going against traffic on the other side riding my bike, and yeah, I got hit that way.
As I went to go into traffic, there was all of a sudden a bike in front of me, and I took my foot off the clutch and started to go, and then I saw the
thing of the kid fall over
underneath the front of the truck, and then the truck went kabunk kabunk like it went over a speed bump, and I was just screaming at the windshield, oh my god no, I just ran over a human being,
dude. But you just ran over the bike.
No, I went over him and everything.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it was on 35s and everything. He went under the axles. He literally got very lucky because as the back axle went over the back tire went over his bike and went over him, you know? So, yeah, he got... It just messed up his ankle is all. Can you believe that? Yeah. I turned up and drove up on the curb and whatever the side thing was there. I'm in the rocks just off the side of whatever Union or Dartmouth, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And he pops up and he's like, ow, my ankle. And I'm like, holy shit, you're a standing human being after I just drove over you in an 8,000-pound laser.
Yeah.
And he's, ow, my ankle. And the bike was just mangled. Thank goodness that the bike was where it was when it happened. And he's like, I'm so sorry. My dad's going to be so pissed. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Do you want me to take you to the hospital? No, don't take me to the hospital. My dad will kill me. Well, can I take you home?
Dad will kill me.
You could take me home.
How dare you be a speed bump? I told you.
And that's the shittiest part. I put his broken bike in the back of the truck and put him in the truck. And, the whole time other people are like, do you want me to call an ambulance? Do you want me to call the cops? And somebody did call the cops.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, let's just get out of here.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's
okay.
totally the attitude I would have had when I was a kid.
So I drive him to his apartment and I walk him up to his thing, and with his bike, and his dad's like, "What the fuck? What'd you do?"
Right.
And I'm
to
like,
the kid or to
"Yeah, to the kid." And I'm like, "Dude, it wasn't his fault. I didn't see him.
Oh.
He had the green light. I didn't see him." He's like, "Were you riding against traffic?" I was riding against traffic. I was facing oncoming traffic, Dad.
Whoa.
Like you're supposed to, right? Not riding with traffic, so you don't see when you get hit from behind.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to ride with traffic.
Well, if you're in traffic, you ride with traffic. But if you're like in those areas where you're riding on the sidewalk and doing that stuff, you're supposed to ride against traffic so you can see the oncoming car.
Okay.
Because if a car skips the curb, kicks the curb behind you, and goes into the sidewalk.
Parkours the curb.
Yeah, and you're not going to see it. You're just going to get taken out.
Wow.
So anyway, he got in trouble by his dad. The next day, I go and take him a new bike. I went home.
Oh, good.
I went that night to Walmart, bought a bike.
Hell yeah.
The next day after work, I took it to him, and his ankle was all
A little
swollen up. I have a feeling it was broken, but his dad didn't want to.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Were they on the lam or something like that?
I have no idea.
Nowadays, dude, I tell you what.
Yeah, they'd have my truck, my house, my everything.
Yeah, because I was doing the same thing. I was riding a mountain bike. I don't know how old I was. I was a young kid. I up and drove against traffic. Truck came out, doing the right turn, hit me somewhere on like Santa Fe. I don't remember. In Dartmouth. And the guy was nice. He got me a bike the next day. My dad was pissed at me though. He said it was my fault for some reason, but what was that guy? This guy's name was Craig or something. He was a nice guy. Brand new Huffy the next day. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Wouldn't that have been awesome if you had run over me? And that's how Greg and I met. Turning right or whatever, and I was mountain biking. And this group of ladies in a Trailblazer, and just she's stopping, looking at traffic, and making the right turn, and didn't see me as she started going, and hit me, knocked me off the bike. I jumped off and landed on my feet, and I was like, going, "Hey, all right!" I was like, that's what I said too, because I was all like, "Hey!" And then I probably was like 14 or 15, and the bike was underneath her car, and all the windows were down on the Trailblazers, and like 4 girls are in the Trailblazers screaming, going, "Ah!"
Right.
And I'm like going, "It's okay, it's fine." I go, "Can you back up so I can get my bike out?" And she's like, "I'm sorry, a billion miles an hour. I'm sorry." And like, "Yeah, pull it out." And I go, "I think it's okay. Later." And she's like, "Are you okay? Are you sure? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Later. I don't want to deal with it." And then I hopped on the bike and started riding, and the chain fell off, and then I put the chain back on, and I'm like, and it fell off again. I go, "Oh, things are bent. This whole bike's bent." But she was already gone, and I was like, "Okay, whatever." So yeah, both wheels bent, frame probably bent a bit, and then and so the chain didn't quite line up anymore and came off every cycle around the cog, every rotation it would come off, and it's like, "Okay. Whatever, we're done with this bike. It was fun." So
I need to get a car anyway.
Yeah. What's wrong with me? I'm 14. I should be driving by now. Ugh. What's wrong with me? Yeah. So that's funny. Okay, that's the only incident I've had of being run over by a car, except for my own car.
Yeah. I don't know how we got on that tangent.
Running people over. I don't know.
Was that part of the getaway scene when you're getting the cold? I don't remember how we got on that tangent.
I was at a wedding on Friday, and
you need a getaway car on that.
You need a getaway car on that, and I think that was people forget about that. The last couple weddings I've been to, nobody tags the car, and that's all I'm thinking about during the wedding. So you got to, write the just married stuff and everything on them.
And put those streamers of whatever on the back.
Yeah, exactly. And I went down we were in the middle of the wedding, and just before best man's toast, and I'm like going, "Oh, nobody's doing this." I talked to one of the groomsmen. I go, "Have you guys tagged the car yet?" And they go, "No." Oh yeah. And I go, "That's your responsibility as groomsmen." or whatever, or bridesmaids. So
Yeah, they were bridesmaids instead of groomsmen.
I left the wedding. Drove to Safeway, got shoe polish, and came back and then handed it to the groomsmen. I go, here you go. Here's this part, and take their car. And they go, oh, okay. I go, just make it embarrassing, and then
lots of curse words.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing, like a wedding beforehand too. I had to. Nobody thought about that, but it was luckily it was at the church, and so there's kids. The children's church supply. We broke into that cabinet and got the white paint and stuff like that, and some other paints from the children's room.
You're breaking into cabinets at church.
Yeah, for a good cause. Jesus might forgive me for this one. And grabbed the paint and then grabbed a few friends and went outside and painted their car up. I even got a guy who had my architect friend who has better penmanship than I do. Oh, now I'm incriminating him.
I'm not sure I can commit any more crimes with you.
Yeah.
You're on another level if you're breaking and entering at churches.
Oh, it's pretty hardcore now.
Yeah. I mean, if you're
That I got a rap sheet now?
at church,
At church.
yeah, that's another level. You're going to a different hell than I am.
How would people know that they had just been married? And to honk at them.
To give them salutations.
Salutations and honkings.
I couldn't agree with you more on that aspect of it, but to break into the cabinet at church, I just can't condone that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Kind of a badass, dude. I can't be tied down, can't be held back.
I'm a loner, rebel without a cause.
Loner. I'm a loner, Dottie. I'm a rebel. You don't want to mess with me.
I'll take you down with me.
What's a good wedding getaway car? I know that my
For who? The bride or the groom?
both. Well,
Or together.
Hopefully they leave together.
But then why is it a getaway car?
Oh, they still call it the getaway car, right? Because you're leaving the rest of the party and you're going off to your honeymoon.
You're getting away. I
You're
get
getting
it.
away from them, yeah.
You're going to your getaway, honeymoon.
Leaving your parents and your loved ones away. And
Isn't it always a limo
Grandma.
or something expensive that's unnecessary?
maybe. I think the limo's showing up to the wedding. Is it the limo getaway? It could be a limo.
No, because you don't show up together. You can't see the bride before the wedding and stuff.
Right,
like
but
that.
like
So
sometimes
you show up
the
hungover
wedding party,
with your buddies.
the groomsmen
was
or
my
all
wedding.
the bridesmaids show up in a limo and then hop out. Isn't that traditional stuff?
I thought everybody showed up hungover.
From the night before, hungover and embarrassed, and
New tattooed.
new tattoos and glitter. Oh yeah, dude.
Well, that was my.
Yeah, you ever
never
been
mind.
to a Christian bachelor party? It's always go karts, and that's about it. Go karts and darts.
I always
Maybe.
go to Catholic bachelor parties. And those are rowdy.
Yeah, there you go. I think that you have good getaway cars. You want to probably open top, probably something lovely. I'm thinking 50s Thunderbirds, and stuff like that as a good wedding getaway car
To go
to leave the wedding, bride and groom.
Yeah. Okay. How far are you going in it? See, I'm too.
To the honeymoon.
I know I'm too logical though, bro.
Okay,
I'm
my-
way too
my
logical
buddy-
because I'm like
my friends Tim
her
and Ann-
veil's gonna blow away in the wind in a convertible. If she has to get on the highway, her dress
I
and
think
her hair's
that
gonna get
my
wrecked.
buddy Tim and Angie, when they got married, they left. They had their uncle's 65 Corvette that was still being restored, so it had no paint on it. Basically,
So-
it had like tons of different primers and colors and stuff that
So
had been
cool,
sanded
though.
away. And it was a big block car. It was loud and God bless Tim because
But how far did they go in the car? Just a mile or two.
no, about 10 miles away, and then then dropped it off, and then and whatever.
And then skedaddled out, right?
But it was so good because he hops in. It was really typical Tim kind of a thing. He's a Chevy for the rest of his life kind of guy, and maybe the occasional GMC if he's feeling crazy, and but they hop in the Corvette, both of them. Angie's veil blowing in the wind, and I yell out, I go, light him up, because he's such a good guy, and he wouldn't do anything without permission. So you have to yell, and so other groomsmen, we were yelling.
You have to antagonize him, right?
Yeah, other groomsmen and we were yelling, light him up, go. And I know his mom looked at me with disdain, and then he goes, and it peeled out so well. Went a little sideways, got a little scary, and then they took off throwing gravel in the air. I'm like going, that was a perfect way to leave. It was so good. That was a great getaway. Yeah, that was pretty perfect.
So every wedding should end with a Corvette.
Maybe a Corvette convertible.
Big block, so it can do a good burnout.
Yeah, I don't.
But all the Mustang guys will say, no, it has to be a Mustang.
That's okay, too.
Yeah, I guess.
Mustangs are okay.
Have you seen the videos?
What?
Every time somebody tries to do a burnout and leave like that, it goes sideways, they go upside down, stuff like that.
Okay, sure.
Sometimes into the back of a Dodge Ram.
There's a lot of Mustangs out there, and 95%, let's say, kill people in the crowd. Okay, but not all of them.
95%. Not all of them,
not
Craig.
all of them.
All right. Well, okay. Well, and the Mopar guys are going to want a Challenger Charger scenario, right? But there's no convertibles, so
yeah, there are. They're few and far between.
Modern Charger Challengers?
No, but you can get, if you can afford them. They only come up a pair of jacks, and they're like $1 million
Right.
for a convertible Challenger.
Graveyard could build you one really quick that's still in primer.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
okay.
Graveyard Finds. What's the name of that Mopar place that does all that? You know what I'm talking?
I think you're right. Yeah, great. Yeah,
Graveyard Finds, something like that.
the
Specialize in.
the only other Mopar convertible that I can think of is going back to Shelby, is they had a Dodge Dakota Shelby convertible truck.
Pickup? Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
That thing was sweet.
Yeah.
It would not do burnouts, but it was cool.
A convertible truck was such a stupid idea. You got a bunch of gravel in the bed, and it comes, you hit the brakes, and it comes smashing through the back of your head. Oh my gosh. A convertible truck.
You're really going to use it to haul stuff?
Yeah, well,
It's supposed to be a sport truck meant to be raced around it. I don't think it was meant to actually haul.
No, but it's a convertible pickup truck, so it seems so silly to me.
So that was in the 90s, the 80s? So you're going to Hume Woods?
90s, yeah, early 90s.
To get your stuff? Mm-hmm. You're going to taking it down to
Hume Woods, yeah.
To get your bags of concrete. And
yeah, but you also want to work on your tan while you're doing it. Want to feel a little jaunty, sporty.
So is that a getaway vehicle, an Econoline?
Oh yeah,
like a 70s van?
Yeah, like there's the other theory is that you getaway cars by getting vehicles that look like police or fire or medic or
emergency
ambulance
vehicles of some sort.
Like a ambulance.
Yeah.
As a getaway vehicle. I've seen that before in some heist movies.
Yeah.
Was that in the Tower Heist movie? Didn't they escape in a... They escaped in
No, they were going to use a white box delivery truck to put the car in, but
ambulance?
But they just used it as a diversion.
But an ambulance would be fine.
But they ended up putting the car in the pool, if you remember correctly.
Because if you had one of us, okay, this guy has to be left behind or whatever.
The heavy?
No, not the heavy. Oh, maybe. No, not the heavy. Because the
safecracker.
Everybody's dressed up like EMTs. One of us gets invited to the party, and then faints or pretends to choke on the crab rangoon.
And then the EMTs show up.
And then
And that's how we get the goods out.
And that's how you all get in.
Get the goods out.
Yeah, and then pull up a stretcher.
Well, see, but we already have to be there for a different reason. The ambulance has to be parked close by with another person in it, so that way there's two people inside doing the job. Then one person's down on the floor doing the fakery.
You're pointing at things.
Yeah, I know.
With your microphone.
The microphone's probably not listening.
Using your microphone to point at people. Imaginary.
The plan is on the board.
Use your other hand.
I'm sitting on that one.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, yeah, that's why you have four people.
You're right. But the heavy has to be there to help load. and unload.
Well, yeah, he's also smart enough to be able to open the safe with the safe cracker,
Okay,
right? Because that's who's getting to the gold.
sure.
And then the baby driver's in the ambulance.
Right.
And the smart guy, the planner guy, is faking the choking of the food. So as soon as they get the gold out, that's when he's
On the bottom half of the stretcher.
That's when he gets signaled to fake the medical condition,
Yeah.
so they can show up, take him out with the gold,
It's a perfect plan, dude.
jump into baby driver's ambulance, and go.
And you go. And you can do, lights and everything blaring, and then you...
Isn't that a Ocean's 11 scenario? Where they call in the SWAT team, and the SWAT team's the one that actually takes all the money out?
Yeah.
In the SWAT truck, SWAT van. Do you sell the SWAT truck so you get your money back? Do you sell the Chevelle so you get your money back? I mean, if you're the four of you are now fencing the gold, what do you do with the super hot rod?
First off, we have the gold. We can't spend a penny for a while.
Yeah, you have to lay low, right?
You have to lay low. You can't just go make big purchases, right? That's how
wait a year
all these
or
heist
so.
movies go. Like Rounders and whatever. Italian Job, all that stuff. You gotta sit on the
all of them.
You sit on the cash.
Yeah.
And you make small purchases, but nothing over like $5,000. In the next year.
Yeah. Nothing you can't explain away. So then, do you sell the getaway car? Do you drive the getaway car?
Well, the getaway car, if it's an ambulance, I assume that we got it at
At an auction?
At auction, and I would just park it at a hospital. We unload it there, and we go.
Then it's an abandoned ambulance at a hospital that cops are gonna get.
Yeah, but it'll sit there for like 3 days or whatever.
Who bought it at the auction? They're gonna trace it back to whoever bought it.
I have shell companies set up that are to get dissolved quickly. That'd be fine, dude.
If you have all this money for shell companies, why are we doing?
I don't know. This is a car podcast. I don't know how to do that part.
No, you have to either, send it to the Middle East because they don't care about titles over there.
Oh, shipping it out will be that's a lot of paperwork involved in getting rid
If
of
you
this.
can fence the gold, you have somebody.
You mean the gold itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have somebody that can take that vehicle out of the country for you.
Okay.
If it's an ambulance.
Because an ambulance would be a pretty big thing to bury in the backyard.
Man, I've tried, dude. It sucks.
Yeah. But if we win an Italian Job, then burying some Mini Coopers would be easy.
You could put 2 Mini Coopers in the size of an ambulance hole. Come on, dude.
Okay. So are we borrowing a car and then it goes away? Are we stealing the car?
We could
so it's
steal
not,
a getaway car, yeah.
It's not traced back to us? Oh, man.
Right.
Speaking of stealing cars, but like you could get away another scenario. I imagine that we somehow get rid of the VIN numbers and all the numbers off of whatever vehicle we get away with this crime with. And then, I don't know how it is. It's put it on a raft, set it on fire, sent it out like a Viking funeral, and then it's gone for a little while. But there is such thing as a free car, that you get away with owning a car for free for years. I have a friend I'm going to another getaway scenario that's totally legal and fine. And the other ones we're kidding about, Mr. Government, that
Kinda.
but you actually get away with a free car. Like a friend of mine is trying to justify a Porsche purchase with his wife, and I told him, I go, if you get the right car, which he's looking at a Boxster, is free because you can buy the car. Let's say you buy a $10,000 Boxster. In another year, you could sell it for $10,000 because it's a relatively low mileage, 60,000 mile.
Similar to what Mark has, the black Porsche.
Yeah.
He bought it 10 years ago for how much, and he's selling it now for...
He bought it for 32 and he's selling it for 46 or something like that.
After tracking it and everything like that. I mean, there's your best argument for that
car
kind of...
paid him to own it.
Right. My Toyota, if I would have sold it before it stopped running, I would have made $5,000-6,000 off of that thing because
Yeah.
it was a free truck.
Well, sure.
But I mean,
Okay,
the value of it kept going up. The longer I had it, the more miles I put on it. The value kept going up. It doesn't make sense.
No, it's awesome. It's a crazy, weird.
No matter, I bet if I drive this black truck that I just got,
Yeah.
for a year or two,
This black Tacoma.
I bet I could sell it for what I got it for,
Yeah.
unless the market just completely falls out.
Yeah, well, I've been driving free trucks, and I've been just trading them for other trucks, and not really spending other money. The money I spend is on.
Yeah, you sell the truck and then you buy a cheaper truck, put a $3,000 detail into it, and then sell the truck.
It's very possible that you can wash a car and make money. Just that someone pays you $3,000 to wash a car, basically, because you're. If you buy the right one, you don't, or trade for the right one, whatever
you want to say,
and then
however you acquire it.
And then detail it, take better pictures of it than they did, and then put it back on the market. That's the easiest way to do it, and that's not how I've been doing it. I've been daily driving this thing. I need to get
fixing everything on it.
Fixing everything because I can't stop because I have mechanical sympathy
because I can't,
and I want it to live again. And I say, it's okay, baby. I'll take care of you.
And then I'm going to sell you.
The last guy was mean to you. It's like a veterinarian's office where these. Yeah. I go. These are all. This is a kill shelter. These people are going to dispose of these pickup trucks, and I have to save them.
He looks at junkyards as kill shelters.
And exactly. You go. I can rescue you all. Come live with me, you poor pickup trucks, and just want to fix them, get them off on the road. This truck, this 94 pickup truck, oh my gosh, dude. Okay, $1,500 I bought it for. Mm-hmm. Probably going to end up it's going to be $6,000 in value when I sell it, either cash or trade for another vehicle.
Yeah.
And so I think I've put in $3,000 into it.
Right.
I've doubled what I bought it for.
But the tires were the biggest thing.
Tires were $1,300.
Come on, man. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's the purchase of the truck.
That makes me cringe. It's like the only new tires I've bought in forever, but I just needed that size because that made me happy.
And they look really good.
Yeah, they look good.
They're white wall out.
BFG KO2s. I think they're gorgeous. And so bought that. It makes the truck. It re-geared the truck. So now I barely use fifth gear when I'm going 65 miles an hour, which is
it's crazy how that works.
Yeah,
how that changes so weirdly.
Yeah, but I like it, man. I actually think I'm getting better gas mileage too. Because I'm cruising at way lower RPM on the highway. Anyway, tangents.
But that's the vehicle that's free.
Yeah, and so I could spend another couple $1,000s on it and still come out ahead.
And put miles on it and come out ahead.
And put miles on it and come out ahead.
Mileage. I mean, I hear you guys say, or when we were looking at the ones last week, 200,000. That's not a lot of miles anymore.
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
It's not. It's really. I
know
weird.
If you're listening overseas, then you're like going, geez, you guys are putting on. America's big. All our cars have high miles on them. If we get something with 60,000 miles on it, it's like
relatively low mileage.
That's amazing.
Vehicle.
Yeah, for used cars. Because everybody's putting on 20,000 miles a year. It seems like.
I think the yearly average was 16 to 18.
Yeah, that's
insane.
Awesome. That's for average. Yeah.
Average mileage.
I know.
You're spending 2 to 3 hours a day in your car.
That GTI that I was spending 3 hours a day driving because I was an hour and a half to and an hour and a half back.
Another free
car. I bought that for $4,000. I probably put in $500 worth of parts, and I sold it for $65,000. And I put on 20,000 miles.
Another free car.
And it gave, it just,
So would the Corolla be another free car? Would the Accord be another free car? What would be the other free cars that you could purchase for a relatively decent price? And
I think, because you've heard it before, but finding the car that you desire.
Because not everybody's going to go buy a Boxster.
Will have some value, but Boxsters are good cars to park money in. I don't think they're unreliable.
Right, but who has that kind of money? Because we did
Former
not win
bank
the
robbers.
Once we've got the gold, we can park our money in cars.
Okay, yeah, exactly. We fence it the gold by buying a bunch of Boxsters. But no, I think that but a Boxster, this one especially, 60,000 mile Boxster is like a 2001, and you could put $10,000 into it.
And that's how much the car costs?
Yes, that's what he's asking. He's asking under that, but. And I think it's kind of rare. It's a Boxster S also, which is the bigger engine, which is in the 6-speed, not a 5-speed. And it's a great car. But we're going to go check it out, see if it's a terrible idea tomorrow. But that car, I'm like going, this is how you tell your wife that this is cool. First off, it's not a motorcycle like you want. So you start with motorcycle, saying, I want to get a motorcycle, and we're going to go cross country on a motorcycle. And she goes, that sounds safe. Then you say, okay, how about a sports car? And then it's like, oh, sports car is so much safer. But if you went and said, I want a minivan, and then you try to go from minivan to Boxster, that would be a bad leap. But if you go too far and then come back, you can explain to the wife or significant other a little easier. And then you get your Boxster.
Okay. I don't see why you have to manipulate her in the first place. Just tell her the original. Just tell her. Be honest.
Okay. Maybe I've never talked to a woman, but
maybe. Never mind.
But
don't listen to me.
If I know my 90s sitcom theory, who was talking with women, then you have to do these kind of scenarios. Man, the one time I had 2 dates at the same restaurant on the same night, and one of them thought my name was Sugar, and the other one thought I had to go back and forth with them, and I had to do an outfit change and then come back and sit down with one lady and had glasses, and then I had to go and say, oh, excuse me, I need to go get this phone call, and then I would run to the, to the coat check, grab another jacket.
I'm not remembering the movie. I wish I could fucking.
And then go run down and sit down with Judy instead of Rebecca. Yeah, it was just that's how it went. It was a lot to do.
Was that one of the Coreys?
Probably, and then.
Hamer Feldman,
and then it's 1,000 different ones. There's probably a Saved by the Bell scenario too. But then. But you could park that 10 grand into a Boxster, drive it, put another 20,000 miles on it, and then sell it and still get your money back.
Right. And that's the only thing you could do it with is the Boxster.
No, not with just Boxsters, but I think that one, that's a good justifiable one. You have a ton of fun and you get it back. I think there's Corvettes and there's other sports cars and what? Wow.
Just all these 2-seater sports cars? That's the only way you could park your money.
No. You're gonna say, what kind of Toyotas are you gonna park your money into?
Land Cruisers.
Land Cruisers. Yeah, amen. Land Cruisers. You could probably put 100,000 miles on it and get your money back, huh?
Right.
Gosh. That wouldn't be a bad way that you could get away with that.
I mean, I see that you're hyper focused on tomorrow and stuff, and making sure.
I was just throwing that as an example, of one anecdotally. But yeah,
no, because then you went to Corvettes. What's after Corvette? What is the other? What were you going to go after that? Before I interrupted you.
Ferrari GTOs.
Audi S4s.
Audi S4. Oh, thanks for reminding me. Okay, I was working at Audi. Speaking of getaway, we showed up when I was like, this was a decade and a half ago, and I show up at Audi, and like in our main fence at the back lot of the dealer that we all walk into is pulled to the ground. It's got it's broken, it's bent. The big chain link and fence that you slide down to the side. The chains are gone that were on the fence that for the back inventory lot, and the fence is bent into the street, and we're all going, oh my gosh, this looks like a robbery, because somebody had put chains around that fence, probably. Actually, we looked at the security cameras later and found out that, somebody with a truck had with no license plates had chained the fence to the bumper of their truck and then pulled the fence down. And then two guys walk in out of that Explorer or something like that and onto the lot, pick up a black Audi S4 sedan, about a 2000 or 2001 B5 Audi S4, and drive it off the lot. And it's gone.
Nice.
We didn't. We checked our whole inventory and we didn't. I was like going, okay, what's going on? Did we find? We didn't find
nothing else gone. Nothing else damaged.
Nothing else gone. Yeah, we did the whole lot, did the whole inventory and everything of customer cars and dealers and sales cars, new cars, and we found nothing else but this black S4 was missing. The day before, there were some kids who were walking through, and we found them in offices that they shouldn't have been in, and we shooed them away.
So they got the key.
So they went through and then got keys off of a pegboard or whatever, and stole like 5 keys, I guess. That's what we kind of found out later, because
luckily they only stole one car.
They only stole one car, but it was an S4, black on black, and so all-wheel drive, 250 horsepower, twin turbo V6, very fast little car, and
delicious.
We're all sitting around at lunch kind of going like, yeah, that'd be a great getaway car.
Wouldn't it?
And the police did come in. They were talking with us. We were talking to them. They said, yeah, we were following a sedan out about midnight or whatever through Denver. And that officer was talking to us. It was actually the one chasing it down because it was fast. It was flying down the highway there, and he says I chased after it, and it just got away. It just
accelerated
lost me.
Away.
Accelerated, turned down a street, few turns, and it was gone because it just kept getting more momentum away from me, and just outran me. And I was like, and we were all kind of going, yeah, that'd be the car to do it.
Yeah,
that was great. We were all kind of giggling and like,
could we put 400 pounds of gold in it?
It's a 4-door sedan. They had a station wagon version of it. It could be done.
I would love a good AMG saloon, a fucking Audi saloon.
Yeah.
Estate. Sorry, were they estates? Station wagons?
Not in America. America, they're station wagons. But yeah, no, they call them Avants.
Avants.
For some reason.
Yes.
Audi called it Audi, Audi Avant.
And that would be the one that I would drive for a year afterwards and get my money back out of and have a free car.
Yeah. I had an S4. I had a 2000 S4 because probably a little bit of that made me giggle because I was like, I drive one of those. So I'm like, so what you're saying, officer, is that you can't catch an Audi S4. He goes, not that one. So it was pretty great. Yeah. And they never found the car. We never got it back. So, I mean, the insurance took care of that customer, but that was bad. And then we reinforced the fence. We got a key track, thing to keep all the keys locked up because it was happy old days with a pegboard, and that's all you kept your keys on. And
man, the good old days.
The good old days. And now, yeah.
Who's got the key for the... I put it back on the pegboard. No, you didn't.
Right. All that stuff. Now it's like...
Well, some dealerships had the keys in the windows on the boxes. In the boxes on the windows.
Oh,
remember those days?
Yeah.
When you could trust people? How do you laugh? I could never trust anybody in my whole life.
No, it's quaint.
It's quaint statement.
Yeah, so like literally the Audi's a black Audi sedan is a good getaway car. That just like in that Ronin movie, it was a dark green Audi S8 sedan, and that thing.
And what did
350 horse
Jason Statham drive in all of his transporter movies? Audis.
Yeah, he had an Audi. He had a BMW 7 Series in the first.
Was it a BMW?
And then he had an Audi in the second one.
I'm pretty sure they were all Audis. It might have been a BMW. I can't remember. I thought they were all Audis for some reason. But those are the kinds of getaway cars that I imagined you would come up with.
I would take the Audi over the BMW just for the all-wheel drive.
Right.
Nothing else. I mean, a BMW would probably be more pleasurable to drive, but I don't know if it would get away as well as a fast all aluminum monster V8 Audi. But yeah, it was a cool car.
What about the AMGs though? Come on.
Yeah, dude. those are cool, but they're loud. So they attract attention.
Oh.
And they're a little tail happy.
Huh.
Versus a
This is coming from the Porsche guy. They're a little tail happy.
yeah.
The car that's synonymously known for going.
I would get one, and I would giggle my head off driving it.
Me too.
But I wouldn't, and that would probably end up me in the bushes
With the Mustang scenario.
yeah, and four other and the four other criminals in it with the gold bars there going
Hitting me in the head with the gold bar.
Yeah.
Because I spun out.
right because I'd be giggling and wouldn't be able to control myself, dude. I drove a C63, like the first gen C63. And it was scary at first. I was like going, how does this legal to sell to anybody?
Aren't they all-wheel drive, though?
The new ones are. You get a AMG. If it says S on it, then it means it's a all-wheel drive now.
I see.
But
is that German for so many wheels spinning?
yeah, the badges mean nothing anymore. But this was a 63 with a 6.2 liter engine in this a C63. And man, I tell you what, that was the S4 and M3 competitor that Mercedes came out with, and this was a 2015 car, and it was so crumbly loud, this throaty growl, and it
would not be a getaway.
And the wheelbase felt too short, and it was like it was ready to swap ends all the time, and it felt unbalanced, and it was like driving that after driving an Audis, living in Audis and stuff. You go, oh, because the Audis are so nose heavy and they push, and so you just never ever felt.
So then, what about the 2020 840i? BMW
840i, yeah, you got a picture of it, of course. That's a fast car,
right? And they could hold 400 to 500 pounds in the boot.
Yeah, but it's a 2-door.
No, it's a 4-door.
Oh, because it's the slick.
These are all
4-door
4-doors.
coupe thing.
Everything here is a 4-door.
Okay.
The AMG GT.
That's a good getaway car.
What about a Genesis? That'd be a good getaway car.
Yeah, because nobody knows what it is.
Right.
You take the badges off of a Genesis.
Yeah. You can't do it with the Bentley Phantoms. You can't do those things.
No, that's kind of recognizable without any badging.
And everybody knows what a Charger is.
Even if you lower the Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament down into the grill. Now no one knows.
You can't do the Charger because everybody knows that speeding down the road
and it's loud and obnoxious. And
right. So a Maserati 4-door? No, I just can't do the Maseratis. I don't know why.
Did you just Google getaway cars?
Kinda.
What did you put in the search? That's funny. Because there's Mini Coopers that popped up and a bunch of sedans and stuff.
Quickest 4-doors.
Oh, funny. Okay.
Some of the fastest 4-doors.
There's some 57 Chevys or 55 Chevys and stuff too.
Yep. And then all kinds of Porsches, of course. Acuras. There's a Suzuki Jimmy, the 4-door.
Yeah, do the Suzuki Jimmy. Yeah.
So there's all kinds of the E-Mach, but you only got a 200-mile range.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't do an electric car, even though you go, oh, it's quiet. It'd be a good getaway car.
Right.
If you did a Lucid,
right.
You do a Lucid like a Sapphire. That's like the fastest car right now. That electric 1,200 horsepower.
So it doesn't matter what it looks like because you're just gone.
You're just gone.
It doesn't matter how
and nobody really knows
it
what it is. So maybe it would be if they're calling in, they'd say some fast thing UFO shot down the highway.
Right. Incredibly scary. I thought it was
maybe
the
that's a good strategy. Just having like the latest, newest car that has no name on it.
Right. An Ineos. Because they call it a Range Rover.
Yeah, they call it. You could say, "Oh, there's a Land Rover Defender is running away," and everybody go, "Okay, Land Rover Defender." That would stick out. I don't think you could hide a Ineos on a dealer lot. It would stick out.
It would still stick out even though it was next to a Defender.
Yeah.
I mean, in conclusion, we could go with a cool Mercedes, a cool BMW. Something along those lines that's like realistic that we could go pick up, steal, right? Go steal, use for the job, stuff like that.
Yeah. not rent on Turo.
Right.
And then go back because they all have trackers and stuff.
Because if you don't return it, they're going to come get it.
Yeah.
They'll load jack it and shut it off and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a trouble. You just can't do a good bank heist these days, man.
But I mean, honestly, I'd consider a Kia Optima.
Okay.
Because they're fast, but they can't go over curbs. I'm stuck on being able to go over curbs and medians.
That's the Macan, yeah.
When we do a wheel swap on it. Okay.
Yeah,
But-
if I could get some 17-inch wheels that would still fit over those brakes that are huge.
But I'm thinking we can go steal a 2000 Audi. We could go steal a 95 Audi BMW, something like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't have all the low jack and everything. That can't be traced.
Okay.
That we can dump, et cetera, et cetera.
How is this different than my Macan?
I'm sorry. I thought it had trackers and tracers in them.
Oh, I'm not saying... Okay, well... What do you mean? Like every brand new car has trackers and tracers, or
I mean, I think everything from...
I say a D-badged Macan with like Infinity or symbols on the rear and Honda, Lexus badges on the front and Hyundai down the side.
Just totally mix it up.
Just have a bunch of badges or whatever.
As long as we can not get
So it's
tracked.
called in.
That's what I worry
and
about.
And then it looks like any kind of any Honda or RAV4 or Mazda. You go into the dealerships and then there.
Yeah.
It's the perfect getaway car.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay.
And on that bombing conclusion...
Yeah, I know. Let's just get muscle cars. Let's get old Torinos and Chevelles so that we could throw hubcaps and then squeal out.
67 Galaxy, 4-door?
Yeah.
Come on.
You're right. You get a 429 under there.
Yeah.
427, 429.
I'd love a good 70 Fury with a 440 big block.
Yeah. Let's do that instead.
That's Ford LTD, 6.4.
Okay.
6.4.
Yeah, what year?
70.
Get a 70? Gosh, yeah. I mean, yeah, big old boat cars and stuff.
Burt Reynolds ran a bunch of moonshine in one of them bad boys. With the 3-speed. This was before he was the bandit. I'm sorry.
What movie was this? Was he...
White Lightning, something like that.
Where he played Gator or something like that? What was his name?
Was it Gator? I don't think it was Gator.
It was a football movie. I'm thinking it
That was
Longest Yard or
The Longest Yard, yeah.
Okay, never mind. Porsche Panamera, but that's the same thing as the Macan, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe that might stick out a little bit more. I don't know. But, okay, one just came up. A BMW Isetta just came up. And this is a 4-door. Like, if you go down one, I mean, come on. That's a single door. That is probably, okay.
And you
what's
can't
the
get
worst
4 guys in that.
What is the absolute worst car for a getaway? Would be a BMW Isetta that has no reverse gear.
A smart car.
You have to load up all into 2 guys into the front.
And 2 guys just lay across the top and the back.
Yeah, and you have 7 horsepower to get out of there. Yeah, You take off a day later, you're still not out of the city. That'd probably be the worst car.
So then do you get a TRX or a Raptor? Do you steal one of those?
There you go. That might be smarter than the Macan.
Yeah, you steal one of those, and then you can put whatever in the boot, right? Because it's a truck. And then you got 4 doors for 4 guys.
Yeah.
But at that point,
Haul the load, and it would go over any curb without any mods.
No worries.
It would just suck down the fuel so fast, so you couldn't go out of state without stopping for fuel.
You just got to go to the warehouse so you can then transfer to another vehicle and
it's a short term
and fence it.
So you have to transfer in the city limits because you go to a parking garage and get into your other 4 Mini Coopers or whatever else,
Your Audi S4s, thank you.
All right, yeah, we all shake hands and then we say, okay, I'll see you guys in a year. Whatever. Yeah.
Don't do anything stupid or I'll kill you.
Maybe a year and a day, so it doesn't look like an anniversary meetup thing.
I would go 364 then.
Okay, 364. Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
because I'd be too anxious.
Or do we never see each other again and just leave with our gold? I love it. Okay. Yeah, TRX might not be a bad idea.
Seriously, come on.
It's loud though. Maybe a turboed Raptor.
But I mean,
a little bit quieter.
Yeah, and you could once you steal that truck, you could just put a different muffler on it. in your warehouse
Okay.
and
Well,
make it quieter if you really needed to. But
I'll say that, like, if you guys are listening right now and you've ever done a bank heist, then please leave a message in the comments or whatever you could tell us about.
let us know how you got away with it.
Yeah, what were the benefits of the car you drove? What were the
Pros and
downfalls?
cons, yeah.
Pros and cons. Would you do it again the same way? And yeah, exactly.
Make sure you
Where'd
like and
stash-
share before you send your comments.
Where'd you stash the cash? Yeah, exactly.
How'd you fence the gold? That's what we need to know.
Yeah, that's what we need a pro on. Yeah. The behind the scenes guy. Yeah, I don't have that connection yet.
I don't have a gold dude.
Okay, I think we've really done some work here. This was, just one caveat that we're making this up. We would never do anything illegal, and we don't recommend that you guys do anything illegal.
This is all for entertainment purposes.
For entertainment
only.
purposes only.
This is not serious. Please like and subscribe.
Okay, quick note. This is at the end. Now that I'm alone, away from the recording session with Greg, guys, I got to tell you that I don't think that we're going to be able to get away with this because Greg is already trying to hold out cash on me. He said that it was only going to be $1.2 million. I just did the math. 500 pounds of gold comes out to something more like $19 million. If it's at $2,400 an ounce, excuse me, sir. So I think he's trying to hide something from me. We're going to call the heist off, okay? And then also, little things like the Dabney Coleman movie that we were both thinking of that's called Short Time, and it's awesome, and I highly recommend it. And then also there's that heist movie that Greg was trying to think of with Robert De Niro. It's like a 2015 movie called Heist. So we got two things that we missed on there, and I'm so sorry. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the podcast. Tell your friends. Thanks so much. And there is no danger of us going to jail because we can't calculate, a perfect robbery together. Thanks, bud. Take care.